What's up, YouTube? Adam Grover coming back at you with another video. What we got here is the next potential 11-second 302. Now I picked this motor up for a decent price, I guess, and I'm going to tear it down. It's a stock motor. It supposedly has a B cam in it. That was a stick car from what I could tell, because it's got a pilot bearing in there. So I'm pulling this balancer off. I'm going to tear it down real quick. Really actually didn't want to be out here, but a buddy of mine, he's he's working on his car, and I was on the phone with him. He said, "Dang, you ain't gonna work on nothing?" I said, "Nah, I don't really feel like it." It kind of made me realize I need to, I guess. We're gonna break this thing down. Let's see what we really have. I'm gonna go over a couple things with you guys to show you stuff to look for and do when you get these motors. I'm really surprised that came that easy. This motor spins over pretty good. It's one thing that you guys want to look for. Another thing is making sure you got the parts that people claim that are in these motors. So I just had a guy, I forget exactly what happened, but thought it had a certain cam or something in his motor and it didn't, or oh, the heads, that's what it was. Just showed you guys that. It's the heads, I'm sorry. A lot going on lately, guys, so bear with me. But car behind me, that blue Mustang I showed you guys, I guess last week or so, thought it had certain heads on it, and well, it didn't have those heads on it. So now I'm checking, because we actually had a motor we got in a car several years ago. The guy goes, "Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with it. Thing don't want to run." Like, huh, really? That's weird. I was like, it don't really matter, because we're going to tear into it anyway and see what's up with it. And when we did, we found out that that motor had a B cam in it with flat tappet lifters. And it messed a bunch of stuff up. It wiped the lifters out. The cam was messed up. So there was just a bunch of stuff going on there that just didn't really work out too well. So now one of the tricks I'm doing here, if you take this washer off, notice I flipped the bolt to make sure I was right. It's been a while since I pulled the balancer off of one of these. This will actually fit in the balancer hole. So when you go to put the puller back on, it'll actually pull the balancer right over the bolt. So I'm going to put this in a couple threads, because you never want to pull on your crank if you can help it. Go a couple threads with that and put our puller back on. Metal in my finger. Well, strand of metal in my finger. I think I got it. Yeah, got it out. Alright, there we go. Back in business. Alright, back to it. Run these in pretty good. This is just one of them pullers from like Advance Auto or AutoZone that you can rent to buy or whatever. You can either rent it, return it, get your money back, or you can keep it. And I decided to keep this because we were just using it too much to not keep it. There we go. she is. Now remember what I said. See that? Came right off. I'll pull that off later. So now we gotta do these pan bolts underneath. These timing cover, water pump. I'm going to take all this stuff off of here and put a new seal in it, front main, rear main. Now this motor came with these ARP bolts, and it came with a whole gasket set to redo the whole engine. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the head gaskets on it for the time being. I'm not even going to pull the heads, which I'm hoping doesn't bite me, but it hasn't in the past. And if it does, I'll just have to pull it apart. But I'm going to leave the heads on it, and we'll reseal everything else. I'm going to reseal this pan, clean the pan all up. You know, reseal every oil crevice that I can. Leave these heads on it, because we're going to hit this thing with some nitrous. We're going to try a couple different intake manifolds on it. And, you know, right now I'm just trying to verify what's in here, so that way I know exactly what I got. And when I go to run it, you know, I don't want to start this thing and be like, well, I thought I had a cam in it. I'd rather know off the rip. Or if it don't run right, why it's not running right. Did somebody put the cam in wrong? Did they put it in too far advanced? Did they retard it? Good thing to do would be to spray all this stuff down, but this thing's already got some stuff loose on it. I guess water pump. So realistically, I'm just going to crack all this stuff loose, feel it, see how it comes, and if it tries to fight me, then I'll grab some lubricant and go to town on it, spraying it down. But right now, everything's coming apart rather easy. He was pretty adamant about looking at it, going through it. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to scope it. Like I said, I don't want to pull the heads off of it. He's like, yeah, motor's been sitting in my garage like this, no intake on it, nothing. I put all these rags in here. So he's like, I would just check it. So I'm going to run a scope through it. I'll paint it up, make it look pretty, I guess, clean it, and just do it like that, a little at a time. Try to get this thing in the Capri, show you guys what these little things are capable of without much work. Now I've gone 11s with one of these motors, bone stock, no cam in it. That's really what I wanted to show you guys, is how either close I could get or do it. I think I can do it with this car, but this car isn't going to have some of the stuff that my other cars have had, especially the Green Gangster. That car, it was set up to do it. I had a purpose, I had a goal, and it was set up to do it. This car isn't going to be quite as set up as that. I'm keeping this more of a full interior. It's going to have a back seat. You know, it's going to have all the stuff in it that it has now. And I really don't want to have to pull anything out of it to go the speed that I want it to go. And I don't think I will. I think I could probably get 1190 out of it. I know I can get a low 1220. That won't be no thing out of this. 1220 to 12.0 I think would be pretty easy to get. It's going to be getting into that 11-second margin. I went 1180s, like I said, the other car, but I had a Lexan scoop on it to do it. I had the back seat out, passenger seat I used to pull out at the track, things like that. So this car, I don't want to do none of that to it. I want to be able to roll up, you know, slicks on it and just launch it and do it and go 11s, be able to drive home, naturally aspirated, and then hit this thing with some nitrous and see how fast we can really get it to go on the bottle. I'm going to try to push this one Excuse me. Try to push this one a little harder. That looks like a newer water pump, so I might be good with that. I'll have to grab some wrenches, but might be able to get these. I think that's an 8 if I'm not mistaken. Probably gonna regret doing this. Maybe it'll come apart. Ah, that one's missing already. Alright, well that's maybe we gotta do. So we're missing a bolt here. Find one of them or something that works. Might have one laying around. Maybe have another motor or something. Curious to see if it's got aftermarket chain or not in it. Never know what you're going to get with these when you rip into them. I'm going to take all these bolts and put them in a box. It's pretty self-explanatory where they go once you know these motors. I wonder if this thing, I think this timing cover has been apart. This is all too easy. I'm hoping there ain't something wrong with this thing now. Alright, and then the only thing left is these top ones here. We'll have to grab a wrench for these. Gotta get a socket for this galley. The tray that holds dog bones down. And some stuff for the rockers. So we're going to take a little break. I'm going to pause the phone, come back to it, start it back up, and crack back into it. Alright, so we're back. A little trick you could do is turn the wrench backwards on these and it'll take you away from the timing cover a little bit, give you a little bit more space to work with. Alright. Now the fun part. Getting this to crack loose. Make sure I got all the bolts out of it. Which it looks like I do. So now, nice spot to pry is right back here. Because it's thick. And you can get back in there. Get that to pop just like that, and then once you get it up here, you can work your way in like that. And then once it comes off the dowels, it'll come right out. I ain't worried about this seal, which I could actually reuse that if I really wanted to. I could just put some RTV on there if I had to. Chain's actually relatively tight. Got a little bit of trash on it right there, but what we'll do is we'll spin this over, see if it's dot to dot or not. What I mean by that is this timing chain. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to see if they put the cam in, they tried to degree it, or if they just shoved it in there. Alright, that's dot to dot right there. That piston should be up top, should be top dead center. I'm not going to even check it at the moment because I don't really care right now. But judging by where this keyway is, that should be top dead. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to crack this. Usually give them a couple yanks and bolt will come out. I don't even know why they put this on here. This almost makes me want to think that it's stock. Get our pry bar again. Jiggle around a little bit. Not gonna get too aggressive with it, didn't crack that gear, but put a little bit of pressure on this side. Shimmy. And then if you get behind here, and there you go. Sometimes you can tell by looking at the front what you got. Sometimes there's markings on the front of the cams, sometimes they mark the back of the cam. And of course, on this one, it's on the back. Let's see, I think these are 12s. I might have to get a wrench for that. Nope, 11s. Alright. We'll crack this loose. So it's loose. And we're going to go in our galley. Put a little light on the situation there. Crack that loose. The reason I'm doing this, I usually don't do this for you guys, but I want you guys to see this thing, so that way when it does what I'm saying it's going to do, I don't hear no grief, I don't hear no slack, I don't hear, oh, he put heads on it without us seeing it, oh, he did this, which I'm sure I'll still hear anyway, or read, but, because I've been through this a couple times, and people didn't believe me, they didn't want to think it was that easy to go the speeds that you can go with these engines. So I'm gonna take you guys off this little rigged up pedestal I got over here, and I'm gonna show you a couple things. So now another good reason to do even just loosening these rockers before you run a motor, all right? Because if you look, let me see if I can get in there better. Look how far down the plunger is on that. Alright. See the plunger in there where that push rod touches and that lifter? Now it's collapsed down. Look how far this one is. This one's real far down over here. That should be up against that clip. See the space that's down in there? See if I can get in. Kind of see right there how far of a dish that is compared to, like, say that one right here. See how high that one is? That one didn't bleed. This one bled down pretty good. Got a couple of them. This one here bled down pretty good. Alright, so now what that's going to do, if you were to go to start this thing's going to chatter. And it might even bend push rods, because you're going to have spring pressure trying to fight. That's going to try to pump up. So if it's clean, it should pump right up instantly. That lifter should just boom, right up. Once it sees oil pressure, it should just boom, come right up. And what that's going to do, if this isn't in the right spot, the push rod's going to take the brunt between the spring and that lifter. And it's going to cause some problems. It'll bend these push rods. So best thing to do is to loosen these rockers up and get this motor spun over with some oil in it. Prime it, get the oil up. Obviously, I got to clean this galley and stuff up, but what I'll do is I'll clean this all up. I might put a new oil pump in it, new timing chain and gear since it's apart. ARP shaft. Yeah, definitely ARP shaft because that's got the stock shaft in it. See it? Kind of hard to get in there. Let me see. You can see the shaft right there. See how it's kind of square looking? Almost like an octagon or whatever. ARP one's round and they're thicker. And then it turns into that. And these snap and cause the car not to turn the oil pump. So common problem with these, they break. So ARP shaft, timing chain and gear, oil pump, pickup tube. Just clean it up and smack it back together. You can see it. I think it definitely does have a cam in it, because that don't look like no stock cam there, boy. We're gonna find out though. We're gonna pull this apart. I'm gonna grab a box, put this stuff in, and we'll get back to it. Tear this side apart. I already loosened this side. This side's all loose. I just got to get the bolts out. But I want to get a couple boxes to put this stuff into, and then we'll get the cam out of it. Be right back. Alright, got you guys set back up on my little stand. Got a little box to throw everything in. We'll do that real quick. Put this back in here. We're going to use that to help pull the cam out. And then I got to grab a couple bolts to put in here. Alright. Alright, I think that's pretty much it. I think that's everything. So now we just gotta get this stuff here all apart. We're gonna take our dog bones out. These are marked up, so when you take them apart, you see the lifter comes up around into here, and they got these little, you should call them nipples if you wanted to, that poke up, and that that brace, or whatever you want to call it, holds them down. I'm just going to pop all these out. Just come out real easy. A little easier with the push rods out, but as you can see, I'm doing it with the push rods in it. Just because I'm doing whatever's easiest at the moment, just to get it apart. One less thing for me to do later on, and have to remember when I go to pull a lifter out or something. Just lay them in the box. And then I need my 13. Give you guys an idea what's going to be done to this. It's going to be intake carb exhaust, and if it has a cam, whatever cam's in it, and unless I think it's that crappy, and then I might put the stock cam. I think I got a stock cam in there if it's good. If I don't like this cam at all, I might just throw the stock cam in it. If it's a B cam, I'll probably keep it, because they sound cool even though they're not that great. For now, probably keep it. Maybe try a set of 1.7 rockers on the thing. I think I loosened these two up already. See if the 1.7 rockers help it. I don't really think it will, because these heads are stock, and E7 stock suck. Even ported they suck, but you can make power out of them to go pretty good times. As you guys have seen on my channel, the Green Gangster, that car's been in the 10s with ported E7s. But this one I want to do a little different. I want to try the GT40 stuff. So eventually I'm going to pair it with the set of GT40 3-bar heads, ported, Probably change the cam. I'd like to find an E cam put in it. Pair of 1.7 rockers, whether they're Scorpion or Cobra rockers or whatever I can get my hands on. Good set of valve springs. And that's really it. Just basic combination. And that combo should take us pretty far. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't go right where the green car was in the 10s. This car, I'm going to imagine, is going to be heavier than the green Mustang. So that's where the little bit of doubt in my statements come in. I'm going to weigh it and see exactly what it weighs. Or that lifter pumped up on this one, or this is tight. There we go. What I'm doing here is I'm loosening all these up. I'm going to pull them off by the pair. Now, one thing nice about these motors here, you can take your lifters and mix them. Take your push rods and mix them. Don't matter where it goes, where it's been. It's one thing nice about hydraulic roller. You can put whatever you want where you want. This ain't like no flat tap it stuff. Just pull the whole thing off, one assembly. Makes it nice, easy, quick. Have these motors, I've torn one of these complete down in 30 minutes. Intake heads. I don't think I had the cam out of it, but definitely intake and heads. So you can get them torn down pretty quick. Push rods, pull them right out. I'm going to go through all this stuff and clean it and blow it out and stuff. So lifters, pull them up and out. I have to wiggle them a little bit. That front one's going to be a problem. I have to spin the cam, get it out. That way it raises it up just slightly. Now these 302s, a lot of people like to upgrade things in them, and they like to change lifters and all that stuff, but realistically, stock lifters are some of the best lifters you can get. They're usually better than the aftermarket ones. At least that's what I've been told by factory stock guys. They used to use all the factory lifters, not because it was mandatory to use in their classes, but just because they worked. They'd rev the highest, and well, don't want to come out. Never had a lifter not want to come out of a 302 before. Almost like the head's too short on that one. That's alright, though, we'll get it. You see, I'm just throwing stuff in a box. It is what it is. Stuff's mixed up. That's how I've always done it. These motors are nothing really crazy. They're junk at the end of the day. And I'll clean the stuff up. Don't get me wrong. I will. But stuff's junk. So it always is a pain. But there it is. Got it. When you reassemble them, they got an oil hole. I always put the oil hole up, and these are pulling out that way. That way the oil comes out and it runs down and around. Just common sense, really. That's how I always look at that. But that's a whole different video. That's an assembly video, more so. These back ones want to be a pain right here. Just got to jiggle them and spin them and finesse them. There it is. Alright, so we got those. I got 2 more up here, and then that one that didn't want to come. That one. Ooh, that wants to fight. He said, I don't want to come out of my motor. Been in here for this long. I don't want to come out. Alright, there it is. And we got this one over here. Spin the can to get it up. Oh, come on, you're right there. Oh, you just gotta talk to her. There it is, look at that. See that? Touch it right and it comes right apart. Alright, gotta knock that loose again. So I gotta find my tools. What do I do with that? Right here. And my hands are all oily. I'm excited. I don't know if you guys are excited or as excited as I am. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I don't know if you guys are as excited as I am. There we go. That sounds better. See what this thing got. See what I actually bought. This way I know what's in it. So far it looks like a pretty clean motor. Just something that's sat. Now for this I'm gonna... This definitely got thread locker on it. Red. The looks of it. I'm gonna leave the bolts in that. Alright, here we go, guys. Let's see what we got. Let's see if we can get her on out. Yep, B303. He wasn't lying. Let's see if I can show you guys this. You ain't ever gonna see that. I gotta put some light on it for you. B303. So we do have a B cam. It's got oil on it, so put that thing right back where she came from. Alright, there's that, and might as well put this back on it. Now these are marked. This says front on it. They usually got some type of marking on them. See, that's got like a groove in it. This says front. Make sure that's always facing the front. Saw a guy the other day, he had his head gaskets on backwards. And they're marked front too. So you always want to put those head gaskets where they say front on front. can just lock that right back down and don't want to go too tight where you snap them off. You can put some pressure behind them, or you can just torque them down with a torque wrench, but I don't believe in that. So that's it. It'll get a chain on it. I'll pull this sprocket off like that, and I'll put a different timing chain and gear on it, and then clean it up, paint it. Yeah, I just threw that in the box of all the crap. Old gasket. I'll clean it up, paint it, make it pretty. Take this bull crap off of it, little things like that. These studs definitely got to come out because they're a pain. Clean all this out. Realistically, I could put all that back together, but I do want to clean it. I want to wipe all that out first before I do that. Like, look, got a piece of old head gasket cardboard or something. Light up in there. That's how you know it's going to be fast right there, when you're pulling out tree branches and sticks. Just a little piney motor. Got a pine needle in there or something for good luck. Alright. The good thing about when you do this way, you can got a nice little rag you can use to wipe your hands off, get the oil off. I want to show you one more thing to look for when you're buying these motors. And then call it done for the night. I think this is good information for you guys for some of the newer guys who don't know. There's a couple of different variances of these blocks, and a lot of times you don't know what you're getting. But if you got the intake off, there's ways of telling. Now, one way to tell is obviously if it has those holes for the galley tray and the tray with the dog bones, you could tell it's a roller motor. These blocks, this is a triple Y block, so it's got the 3 Ys, 1, 2, 3 Y upside down on this side, and then it's got the 3 Ys on that side. Some of these have X, 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 and then some of them have the triple X's. Now, supposedly the triple X's are the strongest block you can get. They're Mexican blocks, supposedly. And that's the strongest roller motor that you can find. How true that is, I couldn't tell you. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit, maybe get a flash going on here. Huh, that's weird. Oh, there we go. Alright. Getting back to what I was saying, the triple X is supposedly the strongest roller block you can get, and if you find one, then that, you know, you made out. There's a couple other blocks, like the older block 68, you know, things like that. Boss 69 Boss block, all of them are supposed to be stronger. And I mean, some guys claim where these split at 5, they've made 800 with the 68 block, you know. But I'm going to tell you what, it don't matter if you got triple X, it don't matter if you got Boss, it doesn't matter if you got triple Y. If you got detonation, they all break. Simple as that. If there's detonation, they all break. It doesn't matter if it's 302, LS, 351. If you got detonation, more than likely, you're going to have catastrophic failure, whether it eats a piston out of it and you get lucky, or you pop a head gasket. That's the luckiest case. One reason why I'm not changing these, because I'm pretty sure I'll probably blow one of these head gaskets. I plan on hitting this thing with 200 to 300 worth of nitrous. I don't even know if it's going to like it, but I'm going to try to stuff as much nitrous through this thing as it'll take and see how far along I can push this thing and see how fast we can go with it on the bottle. However, on motor, the goal with an intake, aftermarket intake, aftermarket carburetor, 650, set of long tubes with a Mac Pro chamber and straight exhaust in the tailpipes. 2.5 inch all the way front to back. This little B cam in it. That's it. Maybe a set of 1.7 rockers and some good valve springs eventually. Right now, we're sending it. With what you see here, this is what it's getting. That's what it's got. That's what it's getting. It's getting a stock clutch in it from AutoZone. I already have it. And a T5. And then we got a rear to put together for this thing. So it's going to get some gear in it. And I got to see what I got laying around and still figure out what I want to do with that as far as what I'm going to do for suspension. So as of right now, it ain't getting nothing in it. We're going to try to get this in it, running, driving, and then I'm going to do the rear for it. And then I'm going to figure out if I want to put some upper and lower control arms in it, or if I want to box the ones that are in it, or what. But for now, I want you guys to see this thing get put together, transform into whatever it's going to transform into, and send it on its way and show you guys what this thing can do. I might even take it to the track with the open-end rear in it and show you guys how big of a difference it's going to be with that stock rear that's in it. Open-end one-leg rear to a good rear where you can really leave with it and let that thing eat. And maybe even show you what the suspension does as far as stock versus a good set-up suspension. That way you can see the car progress and see how important the little things are with these little engines. These engines are actually quite impressive for what they are. They might not make the most power, but I'll tell you what, as far as a running son of a gun, you can make these things run. Don't let somebody tell you otherwise. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little long, but that's why I don't show you guys the stuff I do, because it's a 45-minute video of me ripping apart front half of a motor and the top end to show you guys what cams and something. So it's something I could have did and not showed you guys, but I figure I'd take you along the journey of this thing. I almost wasn't going to do it and just do this for me, but I've had a couple people comment saying that they like this channel and stuff, and when I get compliments like that, it means a lot. It makes me want to do this that much more. So I know it's taken away from other projects. We got the wagon, we got the Green Gangster. There's a bunch of projects going on here. Excuse me. But this right here, this is the stuff that I like to do, and this is something I've wanted to do to show for a long time, and I want to document it on YouTube. Even though it does have a B cam in it, that B cam maybe might be a 10th. Maybe. I don't even know if it's worth that, to be honest. They usually just sound cool, but we'll see. We'll see what it does. If this thing goes like 1150s with a B cam in it, then I'll give it some props. But I've never ran one. I know people who have, and they're not that impressive. Don't get me wrong, cars ran okay. They ran what they should have ran, but they weren't like, I need a B cam. It wasn't like that. So, alright guys, I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching. If you like this stuff, like and subscribe, and until next time.